So of all the songs that I listen to, like, that remind me of Rachel, this is this one, Prank Calls. It's one of the ones I can't listen to. It's just one of the songs that she found that she really liked, and I don't know what it is about this song. I don't know what's going on with me lately. It's a continued struggle to keep going to work every day and just existing in the way that I'm existing right now. I haven't really the last episode I've had where I really fell into despair was when I put an axe into my foot, smashed my TV. It was just a terrible couple of weeks, and that was at the beginning of the summer. And I think that seasons bring season changes are hard because smells and the atmosphere are directly related to all the things that you remember. And I've been really trying to I've really been trying to move forward and try not to of course this song comes on. This is another one. Yeah, I've been trying to move forward. I don't want to be alone the rest of my life. And it's really hard to meet somebody and have it stick, But I did meet somebody. What feels like it feels like it was a month ago, but it was not. It hasn't even been a month, I don't think. And yeah, she's great and everything. But I don't really want to talk about that. I think everybody knows grief comes in waves. And it doesn't feel like grief. I hate that word, grief. Grief, grieving. What does that even mean? I think it's more longing for me. And once you accept that person isn't coming back, which, believe it or not, is harder than you think. I think for the first year, I thought she was coming back. Subconsciously, you think it's hard to accept that they're gone. They're really gone. You're not going to see them again. And I think I've accepted that. And once I accepted that, it's been easier to talk to somebody else, and I've given myself permission to care about somebody in that way, which is cool. It's been very cool, and that kind of thing I've always been good at. I have no doubts about myself. I have no doubts about my ability to love, I think. And then I have no doubts about my own opinions. How I feel about something or somebody. If I think they or it is special, then I don't second guess myself. I just go with my gut, and I hope that it's received well, So, but of course, these waves, it's hard. These waves are hard. I don't think it's grief. I think it's longing, and not longing to be next to her. That exists too, but when reality sets in that they're gone, you start to accept that, and so the longing becomes my longing now is to live a life that she would be proud of, a life that she expected for me. And it's really hard to do when you're stuck in like the kind of career that I'm in. With the, I have such little regard for what I'm doing every day. Such, it just disdain almost. Like, I just feel like I am in the most insignificant field, that it's really hard. I don't interact. The only people I interact with, like in the service industry, you do get some purpose and meaning from interacting with guests that your service, that you're serving, and seeing their reactions, interacting with them like bartenders do, or if you're someone, therapist, who knows, in the corner of the industry that I'm in, there is none of that. You don't interact with the people who are using the things that you've worked hard on, that you've created. Like, I don't get to talk to the people who are eating my food. It's not even really my food. My hands have, put the dish together, but it's not my concept. Certainly not. And so I think in restaurants you can, you can find your purpose, your meaning. You can influence the menu. You can create dishes, and you have a lot of freedom. Where I am, I mean, it's so bad. I shouldn't even be talking about this, like, with the possibility that my employers or someone could hear it, but the job I have right now is so not challenging to me. There is zero challenge, and I'm not trying to boast. I think this is probably the case for most people who work there. Maybe. There's nothing challenging about the job. It's so easy, in fact, that I have a hard time doing the job, because it's like, I can't embrace that that's what I'm doing, The people that are in charge of me, the people ahead of me, it's based on time, so how long you've been there, really, and things like that. It's a state job, so the heroes there aren't necessarily the people who know the most about about food or have the most ability. So I've just kind of like, I've allowed myself to just kind of exist there, and I get I feed my daily satisfaction with just humor, like in clowning around, because I think it's such a joke where I work. I'm sorry, it's just a joke. Like, and most people that I tell this to don't agree. They don't agree that it's so very pathetic. They think it's a decent thing to be doing every day, but I think that I don't know anybody in that building that's truly fulfilled by what they're doing. Everybody has their way of coping and managing their day. Some people completely just space out and do not zone into the activity of cooking and doing their job. They're checked out. That's one way that some people deal with it, and some people have second jobs, or their passion that they do on the side, and they're just racing to get out of the building. And I don't want to be that, and I don't want to do that. So basically what I'm doing while I'm there, I've realized, is like, I've become a character in my own running screenplay of this place. Like, because I have such disregard for what's happening around me, I have to become a character. And and I think everything I do and say there is insincere and is a satire of what's happening. It's like one big satire for me. If I am having a serious conversation with somebody about the job, it's forced. Like, it's forced. Because I don't find importance in what we're doing at all. And you're feeding people, so yeah, of course it's important. You're feeding students, some who have allergies, some who blah, blah, blah. Like, I just don't, I don't find the meaning in it. And, I don't know, I'd like to interact with the people who I'm supposedly helping. If you're in a service industry, you're helping somebody, you're providing some sort of service to someone. Whether it's food or you're a nurse or I know that's not considered service industry, but you're helping the patients directly, and you get to see the results of your behavior around them. I'm just over what I'm doing, so I'm trying to find a way to survive and live financially while finding my way out, maybe. It is good material if I were to write, if I were like a director and to like come up with a show, a screenplay or something, or a script. It's great material because it's so comical. Like, it's just, I'm surprised that this hasn't been a niche that's been tapped into over and over and over again. The material that you find in a kitchen, in, any given kitchen, is just gold. Like, you're forced to work in a small space, usually, very close with somebody, for long hours on your feet, sometimes doing things that are tedious. So you develop these relationships with people, and everyone is their own character, and because the stakes are so low in the kind of food environment that I'm in, because the stakes are so low, and because the margin for error is so high, it's like you're not personally responsible for these for things in a heavy way. Like, if you don't come through, it's the restaurant. It's not like a restaurant where if you have a shitty night, it could really bring the whole restaurant you could shut the place down if you have one shitty night and you can't perform. And but that's not the case here. If you have a shitty night here, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. If you have a kick-ass night and you destroy, you're just like commanding all of the things that you're doing, you're just dominating, you're flawless. It doesn't matter. The results of that will, the outcome remains the same every day, no matter whether you're there or not. And so that really creates a heavy, heavy misery for me. I need to affect some sort of change while I'm doing my job in my day. And I don't know how anybody lasts there. I don't know how. I don't know how this